Hi guys, in this video we'll learn about critical path analysis using activity on arrow approach. So that is how critical path analysis is used in software project development. So before going to that critical path analysis, what is critical path? A critical path is the sequence of project network activities which add up to the longest overall duration. So that is nothing but we are trying to finding the maximum duration that we can spend on the project, that we are finding in critical path analysis. Also, we are trying to finding the critical activities that are existed in project development. So what do you mean critical activity? The activity which takes more time than the planned is what called a critical activity. So generally software project development starts the given problem is divided into various modules, and each module is furtherly divided into various submodules, and each submodule is furtherly divided into sub-submodules until finding the lower level elements called objects or grains. So this division of problem concept is what called modularity, which is useful to reduce the complexity of the problem. So that is nothing but we are trying to reduce the complexity of the problem to develop easily. Okay, so all these are called the project deliverables or project products or work products or work tasks. Okay, so in order to develop these project products or project deliverables, we have to plan the project development. So this critical path analysis is useful in scheduling the activities scheduling the activities, also estimates the overall duration of the project. So that is the maximum time that we can give to develop for the whole project, because project is divided furtherly into various modules. Each module is furtherly divided into sub modules and so on. So nothing but every work product or work task is having some deadline. So when should we start this task? Okay, when should we start this task? When should we start this? Okay, so like this, so comes to this, for your better understanding sake, if you take this, so when will we get the solution for this problem? When we find the solution for all its child problems. So after finding the solution for all these child problems, so we are integrating the solutions, and will generate the solution for this sub module. Okay, here we are giving the deadlines for every work tasks and subtasks and every object. Okay, that we are estimating the overall duration for every subtask, task, and modules for the final project. Okay, also this critical path analysis is used to identify the critical activity. So that I told what do you mean critical activity? The activity which takes more time than the planned. Okay, so when it is taking more time than the planned, it is showing the impact on the depending activities. Okay, so what do you mean depending activity? When one activity depends on the previous activity, when previous activity is finished, then only we can start the next activity. So that is what called critical activities. So steps in critical path analysis or critical path method. So there are majorly three steps: activity planning, that is scheduling the activities from entry to exit, from day one to day n. Then modeling the network using the identified activities. Then calculation of critical path using two techniques: forward pass and backward pass. So how these forward pass and backward pass are used in order to calculate the critical path, we'll see in coming slides. So it comes to the first step, activity planning. So in order to plan the activities or scheduling the activities, we will use a Gantt chart. So this Gantt chart is useful to represent the activities in terms of graph or bars. So these bars represent the time for each task. So that is nothing but for every task or every subtask or every parent task is having some deadline. That is the start time and the end time for every task. Okay. So these bars represent the start time and the end time and the progress. Bars also indicate the status of the task. That is the progress of the tasks or subtasks or final project. Also provides a visual display of project schedule. That is, these Gantt charts are useful to display the progress of all the project. So what do you mean all the project? If you see here, we are having the project at high level. Okay. So here this project is divided into modules, submodules, and so on. So here we are starting the implementation from low level, that is from bottom. So and proceeding towards top. So what happens here? Every task is having some deadlines. So that deadlines are represented in Gantt chart. Okay. Also, this Gantt chart is useful to represent the slack time. That is, I told you about critical activities. So critical activity is nothing but taking maximum time than the planned, more time than the planned. So here this slack time is nothing but what is the maximum time that we can wait to start the next activity. That is a slack time. So this is one of the example of Gantt chart for house construction project. So these are the various activities are identified in a house construction project and their timelines. Okay, the first activity, design house and obtain financing, starts at zero, that is day one, and ends at late of the second month or early of the third month. Second activity, lay foundation, starts at third month, ends at fifth month. So here if you see the second activity depending on first activity. When should we start the second activity? After completion of the first activity. So here dependency is existed. So to start second activity, we have to wait until the first activity has to complete. So if this activity takes more than the planned, so here what is planned? 3 months. If it takes more, one more month extra, so we cannot start the activity by the given scheduled time, the second activity. So it has to wait until the completion of the first activity. So these are what called critical activities. The next third activity, order and receive materials. So it is also starts at third month. So if you see activity 2 and activity 3 are started on the same day. So we can say these are parallel activities, and these two are depending on activity 1. That is, these two are started after completion of the activity 1. That is, design house and obtain financing. Similarly, build house. The fourth activity starts at fifth month, ends at eighth month. If you see, this is depending on the second activity, lay foundation. So it is started after second activity only. Then select paint. So this activity also starts at fifth month, ends at sixth month. So if you see the activity 4, build house, and activity 5, select paint, are started on the same day. So we can say these are parallel activities, and these are depending on activity 2, lay foundation. So that is nothing but this can be started after completion of this activity only. Okay. So some dependency is existed. So we can call this a critical activity. Anyhow, we need to find whether these are actually critical or not. So that we will find using critical path analysis. Then select carpet activity starts at 6 month, ends at 7th month, and finish work starts at 8th month and ends at ninth month. So here the time is given for this project is 10 months duration. We are planning for up to ninth month. So we have one more month extra time. So if any activity takes more than the planned, we can utilize this time. Okay, this 1 month duration only we can utilize for the critical activities. Okay, we'll see how to find this critical path and critical activities in coming slides. The second step, network modeling. Second step in critical path analysis is network modeling. So in order to design a network, we'll use a node configuration. This node is having four parameters: event number, earliest date, latest date, and slack. So what do you mean earliest date of the event? So this earliest date is nothing but the start of the event. Okay, by any chance if the event is not started by this time, so what is the latest date to start? So that is a latest, that is a waiting period. So the differentiation between earliest date and latest date is the slack. This is the waiting period. We can wait to start the activity. So this is the node configuration of the activity on arrow approach. Okay. So now here we are representing activity on arrow. Okay, on the edge or on the link or on the branch. Okay, so what do you mean event? Event is represented as nodes. Event represents as nodes. Okay, so one activity requires two events. One activity requires two events. Okay, so the left event indicates start of the event, and the right event indicates the finish of the activity. Okay, the finish of the activity. Okay, so activity on arrow approach. Arrows represents activities, nodes are events for points in time, event completion or beginning of an activity in a project. So network model construction procedure. So when we have a list of activities, how to construct a network model? Start with the first activity and represent as a activity in the network model. Okay, so this first activity requires two events, that is a start event and end event for this activity. After completion of the start activity, then repeat until all activities are represented. So repeat this procedure, these two steps, A and B. Take the second activity and check whether it is having precedence or not. Okay, so while representing the second activity, we need to check whether it is having any precedence or not. So nothing but whether it is depending on any other activities or not. Okay, if it is having precedent, if so, represent the activity after representing the precedent activity only. So that is nothing but the second activity is represented after its president is represented only. Okay, so at the same time, check while representing the second activity, also check whether it is a precedent for any other activities. Okay, so anyhow we are checking it is having precedence or not. At the same time, we have to check whether this second activity is a precedent for any other activities in the list. Okay, if so, if it is a precedent activity for any other activities in the list. Okay, check whether it is ending alone or ending with any other activity. So that is nothing but when it is a precedent activity for any other activity, we need to check whether it is ending alone or it is ending combinedly with any other activity. If it ends alone, we can represent directly. There is no issue. If it ends along with any other activity, so that is nothing but combinedly it is ending. Okay, we need to make sure that both the activities should end at one event. So that is nothing but when it is ending along with any other activity, we have to ensure that both the activities are ending at one event or not. Okay, so like this way, we'll repeat the procedure and construct a network model to calculate the critical path and critical activities. Okay, so now this is the node configuration as having four parameters: event number, earliest date. How to calculate earliest date of every event? So it is computed from left to right. Okay, in the network it is computed from left to right. This is what called a forward pass or from start to stop. So the earliest date of the first event is 0. For the first event, the earliest date is 0. Okay, because it is not having any precedence. That's why for the first event, the earliest date is the 0. Next, the earliest date of the current event. So what do you mean current event? Other than the first event, that is the second event or third event and so on. Okay, until finding the last event. Okay, so other than the first event is what called current event. So the earliest date of the current event is earliest date of the previous event plus duration of the activity. Okay, then when there is more than one previous events, so sometimes in a network, okay, when we are finding the earliest date for the current activity, when one event is having more than one previous events, how would we find the earliest date for the current? So take the latest earliest date. Okay, we'll see one example. So I have one previous activity P1 and its earliest date is day 7, and other previous event is P2 and its earliest date is day 10. Okay, now I have to find the earliest date for current. Okay, so what is the current event earliest date or earliest start? The latest earliest date. So which one is the latest earliest date? Day 10 is the latest earliest date. So that would be the earliest date of the current event. Okay, so here we are adding this events early date with the activity also. Okay, we'll see in a problem in coming slides. The next latest date. So we need to find the latest date for every event. Okay, how to calculate latest date for every event? It is computed using backward pass, that is from right to left in the network model. From right to left in the network mode, starts from the last activity. So latest date starts from the last activity. Latest date of the last event is earliest date of the same event. Okay, so latest date of the last event is earliest date of the same event. Okay, for last event only. Okay, for last event latest date is the earliest date of the same event is the latest date. Okay, latest date of current event. What do you mean current event? Other than last. Okay, that is if you take n is the last node, n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 and so on are the current events. Okay, latest date of current event is the latest date of following event. Latest date of the following event minus duration of the activity. Okay, then if more than one following events present, if more than one following events present, take the earliest latest date. Okay, and latest date of the first event is 0. Okay, by default the latest date for the first event is 0 because activity starts from first event. Okay, it is not having any precedent, that's why its earliest date and latest date both are zeros for first event. Okay, so now we'll try to solve a problem. Create a precedent activity network using the following details and find the critical path. So here we are given some set of activities from A to L and its precedents and their duration in days. So this duration may be given in terms of weeks, months, also for large scale projects in terms of years also. Okay, so these are the various activities and their precedence and duration. So here if you see A, the activity A is not having any precedent, so we can start directly with A. Then B, so B is having precedent A, so nothing but B starts after completion of A only, so that we have to ensure. Okay, and when we are representing B, we need to check whether B is the president for any other activity. Any other activity. So here B is having a president A. Of course, B is also president for other activities. Okay, so this mechanism we have to check. Okay, so here B is a president for other activities C. Now we need to check whether it is ending alone or ending with any other. So it is ending alone, so there is no issue, we can directly represent. Okay, if it ends along with any other activity, for example if you take this E and F. Okay, so here K starts after E and F. Okay, so here E, when E starts after D. Okay, while representing E, we need to ensure whether E is the present for any other activities. Okay, present for any other activities. Yes, E is the president activity for K, and it is ending along with F. So it is not ending alone, it is ending combinedly with F. So now take F. So when F starts after B, okay, when F ends along with E, so these two activities should end at one event. Similarly, I and H, I and H are the precedents for L. Okay, when L starts after I and H, so if you take I, when I starts after C, and I is the precedent for L, it is ending along with H. Okay, so now take H, when H starts after G. Okay, H is the precedent for L, it is ending along with I. So while representing H and I, we need to ensure that both are ending at one event or not, because this combination is required to start L, this combination is required to start K. Okay, while representing you need to focus on this. Okay, so we'll see how to solve this problem. Okay, so construction of network using activities and their duration. Okay, so we'll start with the first activity. What is the first activity? A. Okay, representing the first activity. So every activity requires the start event and end event. Okay, I have the activity A, its start event is 1 and its end event is 2. Okay, so next the next activity is B. When B will start after A, and we need to check whether B is the present for any other activity. Yes, B is the present activity for C. Okay, and it is ending alone or ending with any other. It is ending alone, so there is no issue, directly you can represent. Okay, activity B. So when B starts after A, that is the start event for B is 2, end event is 3. Okay, next C. So when C will start after B, so what do you mean that the start event for C is 3. Okay, And we need to check whether C is the president for any other activities. Yes, C is the president for I. Okay, but it is ending alone, so no issue. So you can represent directly. So the start event for C is 3 and end event is 4. Okay, next D. Okay, so when D will start after A, when D will start after A. So what is the endpoint for A? Event 2. So this is the start point for D. Okay, and its endpoint is event 5. Okay, and we need to check whether D is the president for any other activity. Yes, D is the president for E, and it is ending alone, so no issues. Directly we can represent. Okay, so the start event of E is 5 and end event is 6. Okay, next we represented E. Okay, then F. So when F starts after B, after B, and we need to check whether F is the president for any other activities. Yes, F is the president activity for K. Is it ending alone? No, it is ending along with E. So we already represented E. What is the end event for E? 60 is the end event. So we need to ensure that both E and F are ending at one event. So already E is ended. So we can join the event F after B to, that is from 3 to 6. Okay, next the next event is G. So when G will start after B, okay, B is ending alone, so no issue, directly we can represent. And G is the president for J, ending alone, so no issues. So start event for G is 3, end event is 7. Next H. So H is the current event and it starts after G. Okay, H is the president activity for L, ending along with I. So while representing H, we need to ensure it should end along with I. So that we need to keep it in mind. Okay. So H, the start event for H is 7, end event is 8. Okay. Next I. So when I will start after C, that is the start event for I is 4 and end event. So we need to check whether I is a president for any other activity. Yes, it is a president for L, ending along with H. So already we represented H. So we have to represent I. Okay, after C, the start point for I is the 4 and end point is the 8. Okay, then J. So when J will start after G. Okay, so now we need to check whether J is the president for any other. No, so we can represent directly. The end event for J is 9, start event is 7. Next K. So when K will start after E and F. So what is the start point for K? Where E and F are ended. Where E and F are ended at a 6. So this is the start point for K. Okay, and end point. So we have one node, that is 9. Okay, then L. So what is the start point for L? Where I and H are ended. Okay, so where I and H are ended at event 8. So this is the start point and the end point for this is 9. Okay, so like this way you have to construct the network for the given activity set. Okay, then we have to find earliest date, latest date, slack. So earliest date, calculation of earliest date using forward pass. Okay, forward pass. So for the first event, what is the earliest date? By default it is 0. Okay, next for the next event, how will you calculate the earliest date for the current event? For the current event, how will you calculate? earliest date of the previous plus duration. Okay, 5. Okay, next, what is the next event? 3. What is the earliest date for the 3? Earliest date of the previous plus duration. So that is a 12. Next to 4. So I will calculate for this earliest date of the previous. What is the previous event? 3. And activity duration is 6. 12 plus 6, 18. Okay, next 5. The event of 5. So what is the earliest date for this event 5? The earliest date of previous plus activity duration. 5 plus 5, 10. Okay, next 6th. So here if you see 6 is having two previous events. What are the two previous events? 3 and 5. So we need to take the maximum, the latest earliest date. So 12 plus 15, how much? 27. 10 plus 10, 20. So what is the latest earliest? 20. 12 plus 15, 27. Okay, next 7. So it is having only one previous activity, that is the earliest date of the previous is 12 plus 8, 20. Next 8. So it is having two previous activities. What are two previous activities? 4 and 7. So what is the earliest date for 4? 18 plus 4, 22. 20 plus 8, 28. What is the maximum? This one, 28. Next ninth. For the ninth node, okay, it is having three previous events, 8, 7, 6. So we need to calculate this. So the maximum 28 plus 3, how much? 31. 20 plus 4, 24. 27 plus 5, 32. So the maximum is 27 plus 5, so that is 32. So the earliest date of ninth node is 32. Okay, like this way we have to calculate the earliest date for all the events. Next we need to calculate the latest date for all the nodes. Okay, so how will you calculate latest date? Using backward pass, that is from right to left. Okay, so by default for the last event, latest date is the earliest date of the same event. So what is the earliest date of same ninth event? 32. So the same will be copied here, 32. Okay, next, what is the next event? 8. So it is having only one following event. So how will you calculate this? The differentiation between latest date and activity duration. 32 minus 3. Okay, 27. Next 7. So it is having two following activities. What are the two following? 8 and 9. So we need to take these two into account. 29 minus 8, how much? 21. 32 minus 4, how much? 28. So the earliest latest date, that is 21. Next for 6. So it is having only one following event. So that is a 9. 32 minus 5. How much? 27. Next 5. It is having only one. So that is 27 minus 10. How much? 17. Next 4. Okay. So it is having only one following event. That is 8. 29 minus 4. How much? 25. Next event is 3. So it is having three following events. What are three following events? So 4, 7, 8. So I will calculate 25 minus 6. How much? 19. 21 minus 8. How much? 13. 27 minus 15. How much? 12. So take the earliest latest date. What is the earliest latest date? 27 minus 15. 12. 12, 13, 19. So what is the earliest latest date? 12. That we will take into account. 12. Next event 2. So what is its latest date? It is having two following events. What are the two following events? 3 and 5. So 12 minus 7, 5. 17 minus 5. How much? 12. So which one is the earliest latest date? This one. 12 minus 7. Okay, and by default for the first event the latest date is the 0. Okay, like this way we have to calculate the latest date for all the events, then calculate the slack. So how will you calculate the slack? The differentiation between latest date and earliest date. Okay, 0 minus 0, how much? 0. 5 minus 5, how much? 0. Next 12 minus 12, 0. Okay, 25 minus 18, 7. Okay, 10 minus 17, how much? 7. Okay, 21 minus 20, 1. Sorry, 27 minus 27, 0. 21 minus 20, 0. Oh, sorry, 1. Then 8th event, 29 minus 28, 1. And 32 minus 32, 0. Now the network is ready to find the critical path. Okay, how to find the critical path? Critical path is the path joining all the nodes having zero slack. Okay, so join all the nodes are having zero slack. Okay, so we need to identify what are the different events are having zero slack. One is having zero, two is having zero, three is having zero, six is having zero, nine is having zero. So join all these nodes. This is what called critical path. And the critical activities are one, two, sorry, events. These are critical events. Critical activities are A, B, F, K. These are critical activities. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 are critical events. So that we have to list in the table. Okay, so like this. So the activity events 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's corresponding early start, latest start, and slack. Okay, so here the critical path is 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 2 6 6 2 9. So that is A, B, F, K are critical activities. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 9 are critical events. So nothing but we need to pay attention, more attention on these activities A, B, F, and K. We have to pay more attention on this critical path, on these critical activities A, B, F, and K. Okay, so this is about a critical path analysis using activity on arrow approach. Thank you.